Kathy Cregan, CPA with Tax Magic Podcast. Hey, the U.S. Postal Service has been a go-to for us over the years. And when you dropped your mail off, you really believed that it was going to be postmarked that day. And until June or July of 2023, it was. Or maybe there was no postmark at all. I actually had that happen. Now, what happened in July of 2023, they did what's called a signature. Let's see what they called it. They called it a regional processing service or center. Like when our mail comes from St. Pete to somebody in St. Pete, it actually goes to Tampa first and then comes back to St. Pete. I don't get it, but I don't have to. Hey, anyway, what happens is back in the day, there'd be long lines at the post office to drop their mail off on any deadline, which is March 15th, April 15th, September 15th, and October 15th, mostly. And so what would happen is you'd think you were getting it postmarked that day. Well, as of July of 23, that doesn't necessarily happen anymore because it may not be postmarked until it gets to that processing center in, I don't know, maybe this one's Atlanta. So what you need to do to avoid any of these kind of huge mistakes, don't drop it in the mailbox. Go into the post office, especially if it's the day that it's due, and have them stamp your return receipt. So in other words, you're going to go in and you're going to send a certified letter where they take it and they stamp it. A little green receipt goes on the envelope, and you get a little white receipt, and they have them stamp that date. Then you have proof beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's been filed. And I can guarantee you over the years, this has saved my clients thousands of dollars. Because when they say, well, we didn't get it on time and here's your failure of file letter, I have been able to say, whoa. We filed it on time. I don't know where the hell you put it, but it got filed on time. And they abate the penalty. And it can be as high as 5% per month on the unpaid balance, as long as it doesn't exceed 6 months. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you avoid that. If you're going to mail something, now most people are e-filing now, but there was a long time that I did not e-file because it got all screwed up the first time I did it. But that was like 1997 or 98, a long time ago. So what you want to do if you're going to mail anything is go stand in the post office line, get it stamped, and save that stamped receipt until you get the green receipt back. Now, this last tax season, I sent something, and it said it was received, the little stamp, on January 29th. But in the corner, when it says, there's a little date that says when it's delivered, it was put February 9th. So I was curious as to how it got delivered on the 26th, but got accepted on the 9th. So let's not have them make mistakes like that. And let's save you some money. I mean, it's all about keeping what you make. And if you have to give it to them for a penalty, that's just bad. Sometimes it's good, but mostly it's bad. And what we want to do is make sure our errors aren't the problem. It's their errors that become the problem. So remember, if you're going to mail something, go to the post office, fill out your certified mail envelope, and do a green return receipt. And then when you get it back, scan it or take a picture of it. Because 2 seasons ago, when we had hurricanes, all of mine got flooded and basically became a big pile of goo. It's been a nightmare on some of the people who have needed them because they've gotten letters, which were invalid because we mailed it, but I couldn't prove it. In some instances, you can actually go to the receipt itself and see the tracking number and say, look, I told you, I may not have the green receipt, but I've now got it off of your website, Mr. U.S. Postal Service, to send it to the examiner or to the IRS who's looking at it. So don't rely on throwing it in the post office box on the corner or in their parking lot. And I'd advise not giving it to an assistant if you really wanted to get there, because sometimes they don't do it either. So remember, we're going to take you from tax tragic to tax magic, because the more you know, the less you owe.
This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute professional advice of any kind. Always consult with your tax professional. Be sure to read this full disclosure. Listener discretion is advised.